Hey, I'm Molly Shirazi. I'm one of the art teachers here at Duchenne Academy. This is my first year back. I actually graduated from here about 10 years ago, and I'm so excited to be working with your students. I teach Art 1, digital classes 1, 2, and 3, as well as film photography 1, 2, and 3. For your Digital 1 students, I'm actually currently working on just getting them to get used to the camera and getting used to shooting in manual mode. That's where they are actually metering and changing all the lighting for themselves and not basing it all off of what the camera does. We've been learning lots about aperture and shutter speed, as well as how those two things affect each other and how that affects the lighting in our images. Getting to know your camera is one of the biggest parts about photography, so the girls are obviously welcome to shoot during class when we have the opportunity, as well as just today we went outside and we did some outside shooting so we could get used to outdoor lighting and how shadows and other things affect your metering. On top of getting to know your camera, the girls are also working on a photographer research project. I have assigned each one of your students a different photographer, and they are to research information about that person. They are going to, after researching, they're going to create a picture based off of the artist that they have, and they'll present it to the class. We will be doing our presentations virtually so that we actually have both sides of the class together in a virtual setting so we can build some community together, since we only see half of the alphabet on half the week and half the alphabet on the other half of the week. This way, at least the girls can come together in some sort of way, so they're all one class, at least for a little bit of the time. The girls are also going to slowly build a portfolio throughout the semester, just based off of the assignments that we'll work on. We're starting off very slow with a getting to know your camera assignment, and this week they are actually working on the outdoor shooting assignment that we just had. Next week, we'll slowly start getting into lighting and composition. From composition, we will move into some basic photo editing, and the girls at the end of the semester will also work on printing for all of their photos that they worked on throughout the semester for a portfolio. If they choose to take Digital 2, they will work further on developing their own voice and photography, as well as creating more of an in-depth portfolio as part of their project. My grading is all based off of what these students have created. I do not compare them to one another, but I compare them to what they have created and how they've changed and progressed over time throughout the semester. Their assignments go as follows. Their research project is based off of 10% of their grade. Their critiques are 10% of their grade. Their weekly art photographs that they will be submitting is worth 30% of their grade. Their final portfolio is 50% of their grade. And their overall grade is also assessed off of their effort, their attitude, attendance, participation in class discussions, and critiques, as well as their attention to deadlines. Of course, photo grades are also based off of their creativity, their technical and aesthetic qualities. Of course, when we're first starting out, things aren't the best, but the girls know that as they get better, they'll see that progression over time, and that's why I'm having them submit 5 to 10 photos each week. I do have them submit them through Canvas. I have some assignments that show up on Canvas every once in a while since we are part virtual. The students will have some quizzes coming up based off of the terminology that we use in digital photography, since it is a little different, and it's also for them to get a little more comfortable using that sort of terminology, such as sensor, viewfinder, your lens. I know that's an easy one, but sometimes you need to know it, as well as aperture, shutter, ISO, all those other pieces that we'll use in our photo taking as well as our photo editing. I'm so excited to be back. Photography is one of my biggest passions, and I fell in love with it at Duchenne, and I cannot wait to start sharing it with all of your students. All right, have a good night.